Hello, it's LMTX. Today I would like to talk about the POC design checklist. The POC, proof of concept, is used to verify assumptions regarding the business value provided by a new solution. We should focus on the business value, not the technical details of the future initiative. It is very common that people dive deep into technical feasibility and forget about the required business outcome. Let's say that we avoided that trap and clearly defined the business goals. On the POC stage, we typically work with very limited resources, like time and money. That is why we need to decide which functionalities should be excluded from the POC scope. I saw many initiatives that failed because they were too successful at the very beginning. It typically looks like this. No one knows the exact capabilities of a new IoT device developed by the R&D department. Business owner asks for a short and cheap POC to check the potential business outcome provided by that device. During the POC, only a few devices are used, so no one cares about automation and security stuff. We'll handle that at later stage. POC is successful. New IoT device generates insights that can be monetized. Business owner demands to deploy hundreds of devices in a month. Why not if the POC was so successful? Launch product is insecure, very hard to manage, and cannot scale to required number of devices. Can we avoid this kind of scenario? Here's my personal checklist of functionalities that should be included in the design of a POC solution. I am not saying that all of those items needs to be implemented during the POC stage. They should be designed so developers can easily add them at a later stage. Automation. Automation is crucial to manage and scale the IoT deployment. You should automate backend or cloud infrastructure deployment, IoT device provisioning, and credentials management. The initial solution doesn't have to be perfect end-to-end state-of-the-art automation. During the POC, you should create the overall framework for automation. It should be designed in a way that allows for easy extension in the future. It is perfectly fine to start with a simple solution like a bash scripts and a few manual steps. At later stages of this initiative, you will improve the automation framework piece by piece, according to the high-level design created during the POC. Monitoring and alerting. Monitoring and alerting are frequently ignored when you work with just a few devices during the POC stage. Developers check the low-level logs to investigate spotted issues. Once you have the connectivity issues resolved, you should invest some time into monitoring and alerting development. This initial investment will save you tons of time in the future. I suggest monitoring following cases: dropped connections, authorization issues, timeouts, and device measurements out of expected range or type. The biggest risk is that the above issues might not appear during the initial connectivity verification. Once you start to work on your business logic, you might realize that gathered data does not contain expected values. This might happen at the later stage of a POC and put the overall timeline at risk. Basic monitoring and alerting solution should detect these kind of issues. They can be fixed before you start the development of a business application. During the POC, design the monitoring framework that will be extended at the later stages of your initiative. Credentials management. It is very common that security is not a priority at the POC stage. Why should we protect a system used only by internal users? In the reality, it is very hard to add security on top of existing system. You can try to close some gaps, but usually that's not a very effective approach. The IoT solution should be secure by design, using the least privileges approach, and unique credentials for every device is absolutely crucial. There is not a good way to handle a security incident when you use the same credentials for every IoT device and someone compromises one of them. Avoid hard-coded passwords and use certificates as a proof of identity for your IoT devices. Design the certificate rotation process. It doesn't have to be fully automated during the POC stage, but your design should allow for that in the future phase. By no means this is a complete list of requirements for an IoT initiative, but I hope it presents the most important areas you should cover. Once again, the POC goal is to focus on the business outcome, not on the technical details. Keeping this short list during the POC design should help you to build a solution that can be easily scaled in case your initiative happens to be more successful than everyone expected. Let me know what points would you add to this list. All the best, LNTX.